So I'll start out right away with saying that it is a solid 3 stars out of, I guess, 5. We'll just go with Google review style. But the older that I get, the less stars I suppose I'd be giving it. It's just one of those things where, because of the fact that I live in Traverse City, it loses its appeal per year kind of deal. Like, when I first initially moved here in 2011, it was like, holy crap, I actually get to go to Cherry Festival anytime I want throughout the whole week because I live right next to the downtown area and blah blah blah. You know, it was a big deal. It was pretty exciting. I would have probably given it 5 stars at that point. So I guess it really depends on how many times you go, if you live in Traverse or not. But for me personally, it's a 3-star experience. And I'm basing this off of several different factors, probabilities, and so on and so forth. I'm trying to be 100% objective. So let's get on with it. Oh, the National Cherry Festival. The one-time-a-year event that brings chaos to Little Traverse City, Michigan. The locals often complain about the mass amount of humanity that temporarily shows up in traffic and what we lovingly call, or affectionately call, fudgies. But deep down, they and I know it's the main attraction for income, money-wise, for the city in general, not just the Cherry Festival of its own right. Anyway, the Cherry Festival, I go there every year, regardless if I find it boring or not. It's something to do, lots of people around, blah blah blah. I go about doing mainly photography and video relations, as can be seen by my social media and, of course, this YouTube. I'm also the photographer of one Anthony Grappito, the street performing magician. Of course, I do a lot of his videos when he's here too. Now, the only real issue I have had since going to the Cherry Festival, from when I was just a tiny little person all the way to now, was that I was discriminated against due to my Gothic look. And if you don't know what that looks like, I'll just show a quick photo of that real quick. I was trying to get into the 3 days Grace concert of 2018 last year, actually. And they automatically assumed I was some dangerous threat due to my goth style. When clearly I didn't have anything on me. I even emptied out my pockets, you know, making them inside out. I showed in every way possible that I was not the threat they ignorantly assumed I was. I don't need weapons. I am the weapon. You can disarm me, you can take away whatever, but I'll always have my martial arts combat skill with me, 24/7. Anyways, you know, I emptied him out, showed him I was a friendly person. I was always friendly, I was peppy, I wasn't all blah blah blah, grr grr grr. I was very positive and forthgoing, and I went along with everything as they requested the whole time. I gave them no probable cause to assume anything, other than I was a nice person who just wears all black and has some chains on me. You know. Anyways, they were very stuck up and judgmental, particularly, of course, on their end. Plus, there is a well-known police force in the Music Grounds area anyway. Later on, I heard from one of my friends who actually works on this, you know, music stage area and admissions as well, that there's this thing about me. Supposedly I had some sort of knife or something on me. Oh God. These ass clowns that said that can go fuck themselves. Anyways, other than that one incident, I've always had a good time doing as I do at the Cherry Festival. It brings a lot of money to the Traverse City area via the tourist, and it is what it is. The only thing is that the only thing that is ever so, I guess you could say, different is the music. Other than that, it's pretty much the same events going on yearly. In saying that, there really isn't much change to like venues of what to do. It's generally the same things every year, except there is generally different musicians that play. So if you're there for the concerts, then you will get something new every year. So yay for that. Woo! But don't be Goth, man. Oh boy. Anyways, you know, it's the same old carnival rides, same old little, you know, pit spitting events and, you know, what have you every single year. So if you're a first timer, that's, you know, all fun and good. But the more that you go, the more that you see it's just the same old thing, just a different year. So it can become pretty boring in that regard, but I'm not really there for that anyways, so it's not too big of a deal. I'm mainly there for the sociality of the whole thing, you know, being around people, meeting new people, talking to other people from different places, you know, that kind of thing. Of course, I'm also there for my own personal reasons of YouTube and photography, videography, and so on and so forth. So I make it for what it's worth, and I'm cool with that. So I don't know if that is an always every time occurrent thing in regard to the musicians admissions, you know, the Bayside area music stage, but maybe I was just dealing with a particular ass clown that day that isn't familiar with my kind of individual, you know, stereotype, whatever you want to call it. Maybe if it was someone else, I would have got in easier. I don't know. It was actually my very first time ever trying to go in there, believe it or not. So, you know, for a first time attempt, you know, first impression, in regard to that, but everything else, you know, generally is fine. You know, I don't have a problem where I don't get stopped. I don't get accused of anything retarded like that anywhere else in the Cherry Festival area. So, I don't know. It is what it is. So yeah, like I said, in the overall basis of things, in regard to what it brings to the city, in regards to the sociality, in regards to, you know, everything all together, I'd give it a 3 stars. Although, for those that are first timers or maybe their third time or whatever, it's probably, you know, more than that to you guys. But for people that have been doing it for the past 8 years like myself, it just gets less and less stars. The only reason that it's getting, I guess, really any stars is just the benefit that it brings to the Traverse City area, to the city area, to the restaurants, to the people, and so on and so forth. And that's really about it. You know, I get to talk to people from out of the Traverse City area, which makes me extremely happy, because Traverse City people, for the most part, suck eggs. And so I get to talk to people that come from real cities and aren't in this northern Michigan bubble. You know, they don't have their head up their ass all the time. So it really just brings much delight to me in that regard. So everything all included, solid 3 stars, and I'll just leave it at that. And this has been my review of the National Cherry Festival. And if you're curious as to why I am going so far out of my way to actually make this video in particular, is because I signed off of my Google account thing, and I checked the reviews for the Cherry Festival. And wouldn't you know it, I don't see mine on there. And so that's pretty obvious, blatant oppression of information, because I gave such a negative review about it in such great detail. So, since they don't want to allow my review to be seen on the public forum of Google reviews, I am therefore making it here. So fuck you, Cherry Festival, 2 times over in regard to your stupid little admissions people and trying to suppress information. Other than that, y'all are all good. So, till next time.